Welcome back, guys. If you're new, then please consider like, subscribing, because on this channel I make quick tips, tricks, pair skits. So that means on this channel I'm not gonna be wasting your guys' time. On this channel, once a week I give a shout out to new subscribers. If you didn't get a shout out, would like to give a shout out. I also give shout outs for those who donate, those who give me video ideas, and then also I do shout outs for shout outs. So today's video I'll be talking about how I transitioned being paralyzed. But before I start, it's time to give a shout out to a new subscriber. Sorry, technical difficulties. So today's shout out goes out to Nia. All right, guys, and then for the people who donated, Mark B. Williams, he sent me $25 for Photoshop designs because I'm going to try and make merch to sell. And then Thomas Chastain, he sent me $30 to help pay for my editing plan. Mark B. Williams sent $70 for a donation. Corey Widget sent $25. John D. Marshall sent $2. He says, not much to help, but I love you, man. God bless. I really appreciate it. It's the thought that counts. Jimmy Mendoza, he sent me $5. Bro, this is all I got in my cash app for now. I really appreciate it. Even if it's like $2, $5, doesn't matter. Anything will help, especially since there's a fire going on. So, if you'd like to help donate, I'll be leaving my cash app in the link description. And any donations that will help with me and my father, because we're going through some financial problems right now. And then also to help me pay for my editing plan so I keep continue making videos for you guys. All right, guys. So without more time wasted, let's begin. So my thoughts of first being paralyzed, um, they mentioned a brace, and I was to put a brace on me when I first woke up from my coma or when I died. So I was under for a couple days. I don't really know. I didn't really read the documents. It wasn't really documented how long I was under. I don't know if that's why I had brain injury or it's because they beat me with their guns. I have scars all over my head. But anyways, so they mentioned a brace, and I thought, okay, when I put on a brace, then I'll be able to walk. That wasn't the case, And then they told me pee in the urinal. Like right when I woke up, there was a nurse. She was like, pee in a urinal, and I was like, I can't. I was confused because I didn't know anything about being paralyzed. I didn't know that was a thing, So, anyways, so after like 2 weeks of being in the hospital, they'll of course like try to prep me, get me ready for rehab. So they'll try to help me sit up, and it's just I was always dizzy when I try to sit up. And they had to wrap up my legs and stuff like that just to try to sit up, and they had to do that like repetitionally, and they'll sit me in front of the TV for like 30 minutes, this and that. But anyways, so yeah, anyway, so they prepped me for rehab, and then for those that don't know, I'm reading my notes on my laptop. But anyways, so see, I have memory problems right now. Hold on. So when I used to go to rehab, I used to like get mad and I used to hit things all the time, and that's how I learned personally is through anger. So like my dad would tell the people like, it's all right. That's just how he learns. I'll be hitting the mats, because I can't get from the floor to like the tables they have, or I couldn't like get to the floor to a wheelchair. Like how they teach you is through phone. Like honestly, like they don't if they don't know how to do it, they'll look it up and show you like this is how a paralyzed person does it. I learn more from other paras than the people at rehab. That's why I do not like when a non-para tells me what to do or how to do certain things because we're the one living it. They're not. Anyways, I'll tell you a little bit about irritation being paralyzed. But hold on. So I used my anger to help me like learn. So let me tell you a story. When I was in cross country, I had a cross country coach. She died from cancer. My dad also has cancer. But anyways, so she died from cancer, and we had a memorial race for her. And I ended up doing that. Like I had ran in like a couple years, and I was racing against the people I used to run with. They were freshmen then, and they're like seniors, at that time. But anyway, so yeah, I ended up like racing against them, and there's like this hill, and I'm trying to go up the hill, and I'm getting mad. I'm like, F this hill, and I'm just like, it's like Rocky. It's like he used like his anger, his heart to like, get him through, and that's how I get it through, I just use my anger. And when I go downhill, I just go downhill like real fast. I just charge down that thing. But anyways, so yeah, that's how I compete. That's how I uh, overcome things. And those people are like saying, "Man, we've been training for a long time, and we haven't been like training or anything for a couple years, and you still beat us." It's just because I use my anger. So that's how I use. When I was learning being paralyzed, I used my anger. So, anyways, um, and then when I was first paralyzed, I had to learn to re-talk again. I had and have memory problems still. My memory go in and out. I'll forget a lot of stuff. Like, did I take my meds? Did I cath? Um, what am I talking like right now? Like, I'll just blink out. Like, what am I talking about? Or I'll talk normal sometimes, and then I'll talk like a kid. At least back then, I used to. My parents used to tell me like, that's how I was. I'll talk normal, then I'll talk like a kid. They weren't saying it as like being mean. It's just like, they describe me as a stroke patient. But anyways, so I had to learn to talk and rehab. They had like this speech therapy. They made you like do like math problems, like nothing hard, but like basic, learning problems to help you rethink again. Uh, they had me play like the Wii Sport thing at the rehab. It was pretty cool, like for coordination. But anyways, I thought it was pretty fun. But anyways, um, I got a lot of UTIs in the beginning, and it was hard. I keep getting sick all the time. Even now, I've been through a lot of bone infections and surgeries. So yeah, I had to learn. Like in the beginning, I had to learn about what to do, to prevent UTIs. So it was a whole learning process. But at the same time, I was always angry. So you know, and the reason why I had memory problems, I don't know if it's because I was under for a couple of days or so, like when I died, or it's because I was beat in the head from the guns, the rifle and the handgun. I have scars on the side of my head and stuff like that. Even a hole on top of my head. I have like four big scars. But anyways, I don't know. That's why I have memory problems, or I forget a lot. But anyways, and I also want to talk about like this little story about when I was in the rehab. When I was in rehab, there was a kid, a couple years younger than me at that time. So he was about 18. I was 21 when I was shot. Anyways, I just go up to him like, cause I was in rehab for 2 months inpatient, and then I was outpatient for a month, and I seen this kid, a little younger than me, and I went up to him, teach him what I learned, like transferring and he asked me certain questions about how long you should cath or how much should be in the urinal thing, and say about like 400, anything over you get UTIs. But anyways, so I was helping it out, and then when I seen his family, it kind of irritated me because they were very supportive over him, compared to how mine was. But I'm not saying like my parents were bad. You know, there's a YouTuber. He also was in the same situation as me, where his mom made him do everything himself. Because she wanted him to be independent. So it's not just being an asshole or whatever. It's just my parents want me to be independent. So I don't have to rely on nobody, and that's why I'm able to do a lot of things I could do. So anyway, so I seen his family, and they're very supportive. They're like, the father's like, oh, his sister's gonna be a nurse, home nurse, whatever, take care of him, and they're just so happy. It really irritated me. They were so happy, like it was like a battle scar to him. Like he was all like, this is not my first time I broke my spine. I'm like, did you break it? Like I don't know, cause usually like any spine injury, you like become paralyzed. I don't really know. Like when I hear Mike Tyson said, "I broke my back, my spine," or something like that, I'm like, you would have been paralyzed. I don't know, but anyways, so he was like, they're all like hyped up, like, yeah, it's a battle scar, like pretty much, they're just so positive of being injured. Like he did himself. He got flew out the car. Like he's into like sports and like drag racing, or I don't know. But anyways, uh and he was like saying like, "Oh, I want to go on a four wheeler now. Since I'm paralyzed, I want to try a four wheeler." I'm like, "Why are you so positive? Like, I'm there angry. I'm still, because somebody made me paralyzed, so it's harder for me to accept being paralyzed because somebody did this to me. Versus if you was to do this to yourself, you got nobody to blame but yourself. But somebody did this to me, you know, and they're not really getting held accountable for." Anyways, so so I went through a lot of depression being first paralyzed. I still do. But back then I didn't really eat. My parents, they forced me to eat. I had to actually gain weight for surgery, so that's how I kind of gained my weight back. But I'm not big like I used to. I used to be much bigger back then. But I went through depression. All I did was just sleep. I didn't really take care of myself. My hair grew out all the way to my chin. Um, and So and then I used to yell a lot in the beginning. I used to yell a lot in the beginning, and my dad would be like saying, "Why are you yelling? Like, what's going on?" Like, he was worried or whatever. And he's not used to being at the house because he's used to working. But since it's cancer, he stopped working. But anyway, so he'd be like, "Why are you yelling?" I'd be like, "Effing James or effing Tiffany, like the people involved in my shooting, you know, it really gets me. Like if I cannot do something, I will usually snap. Like if I keep dropping something off my lap or I fall off my bed or a wheelchair, I get in my depressed state and I just start cussing up a storm, and it really gets me. A friend betrayed me. You know, um, I found out some new stories about the guy involved in my shooting. He killed another inmate in jail, but yet I'm a bad person. Whatever. But anyways, let me see. So Oh, and then also I used to get mad when nobody used to help me. Like I mentioned, my family, they like need to be independent. They don't want me to rely on people. So like when I was learning, I couldn't put on my shoe at then because I had a brace, so I couldn't really bend forward. My whole lumbar spine was fractured, mid stomach down, it was all fractured. So I wore a brace for like a year and a half or so. But anyways, so my shoe would keep falling off, and I didn't have that flexibility yet in the spine in the brace. So when my shoe comes off, I used to cuss at my sister or my family, like, I keep asking them for help. Can you help me put my shoe? And they just ignore me, like, and I get mad. I'm like, I asked you to help me fuck on my shoe, and I'll be hitting like the car seat, cause the not the car seat, but the seat of the car. You know what I mean? But anyways, cause I was in the car at that time, my shoe fell off. But anyways, and they end up helping me, but it's like it's very frustrating when they didn't want to. That's what I was trying to say. It really frustrated me seeing that guy's family all supportive, and it really got to me. You know. So, anyways, um, and then another thing that transition being paralyzed, at least how I am now, is I hate getting help. I don't leave in the comments below if you're also the same way where you hate getting help, like when a nurse, like in a hospital or whatever, or your home nurse comes and they try to help you, you get mad. I don't know if it's just me or what. But yeah, but leave it in the comments below. But I hate getting help because for me personally, it makes me think they think I cannot do stuff for myself. Like I tell them I could do a lot of stuff. Like I could put a blanket over me easily. I could throw a pillow under my feet easily. I transfer easily, and they're like, well, I see a lot of people, they can't really, a lot of people like you, they can't, like I was forced to have to learn to do things on my own. It really irritates me when people, I've been paralyzed for almost 3 years. It really irritates me when people can't do the basic stuff, like they're still using a sliding board, and that's why I make a YouTube channel to help others because it kind of frustrates me. I'm like, there's an easier way, because I learned through the hard way. But anyways, it frustrates me when people can't do the basic stuff. Um, so anyways, so getting help I hate. Makes me think I can't do things for myself. And then I get Oh, another thing I definitely get irritated about is if I had to explain to somebody that's a non-para, especially explain to somebody why I do certain things the way I do it. For example, I'm in the hospital, and they'll be like, "Why aren't you taking your mortazepine, my sleeping meds?" And it's like 6 p.m. I'm like, "That'll knock you out. Like, I mean, that'll knock me out." And my dad explained to him like, "I'll just be out in like 30 minutes." And I'm like, "Bring that at 12 p.m. because that's when I go to sleep at 12 p.m." And or is it p.m.? Yeah, a.m. or p.m. I don't know. It's like at nighttime. But anyways, so yeah, it really irritates me when I explain to them when I'm the one taking the medication, they're not. So this is my schedule. Don't mess it up. And for me being paralyzed, I hate when people mess up my schedule or question how I do certain things. For another example, I have a home nurse. She really irritates me. I have a home nurse, and she's like saying, "Oh, you elevating your feet because your legs are swollen." I'm like, "No, because it helps release my back pain. I have stenosis, so elevating my legs, it decreased like pressure on my back. Shot on my back." And she's there like looking at my feet, and saying, "Oh, they're swollen." I'm like, "No, it's not. Like, stop being fucking dramatic." But anyways, I'm like, "No, it's not." And it's like her calling me a liar. That's what I don't like. Even before my injury, I don't like to be called a liar. It's just that's how I was living a certain life. I was big on respect, and that's how I got shot. I was defending a friend. I didn't like people walking over. Man. I just don't like anybody bullying anybody. Bullying's not cool. Um, I don't like people being mean to people. But anyways, so yeah, it really got to me when she's like questioning like why am I elevating my feet? It's because of my fear. And then she's there saying it's swollen. I'm like, no, not. Stop being dramatic. No, it's not. It's for my. It's like her calling me a liar. So I was really irritated at her. And then when she tells me, when she comes, did you take your medications? I'm like, no, because I'm still sleeping. I'm like, no, I don't. And she's like, what time do you take your medication? I'm like, around like 9ish. And she's like, it's 9. And I'm like, I'll take it when I'll take it. Like I take it when I wake up. You know, and it really irritates me. Uh, like so yeah, stuff like that. Don't question how I do. Everybody has their own routine. And of course, being paralyzed, we do naturally get irritated at things. Being paralyzed, it is very irritating, frustrating. And when people ask dumb questions like, why are you elevating your feet, or why aren't you taking your medication at this time, it gets to us, or at least me personally. Um, Let me see. Uh, and then let me tell you a story about a friend of mine, Alexander Soto, and he because we have our own ways of doing things. We all have our little tricks of doing certain things. So Alexander Soto, he was running out catheters at the hospital he was at, and they didn't have any catheters, and so he was saying like, "Oh, let me just use like the Foley catheters, and just take off that part or whatever." And the nurse was like, "Oh no, you can't do that." It's like that irritated me, and that irritated him as well. So I know it's like dumb questions, not just with me, it's others. It's like he's there saying it's a catheter, like it does the same thing, like, and she's there saying, "Oh, you're not supposed to do it like that." Like nurses work off, they know off of books. We go off of experience. So shut up. Anyway, so yeah, anyways, so it irritated my friend. It irritated me that she was like saying you can't cat that way. Like you can still cat, like But anyways, and then being paralyzed for me personally as a gunshot victim, I'm very antisocial now. I have a friend named Mark B. Williams. He mentioned like, was I always like this? I was like, no, I was never like that. I was never antisocial. I was homeless for a couple years, like 3 years or so, and so I was always sociable. I was always out and about. But yeah, I was never like that. Like I like my space. I'm an introvert now. I don't like to talk to people a lot. It gets exhausting talking to people personally. And with my friends, I had two other friends, Roman and Alexander Soto, like not tripping, but like getting a little sad. They're like, bro, or like, like, please call, like, and I'm just like, I don't feel like talking to nobody. They're like trying to guilt trip me. It's like, don't guilt trip me, man. Like, that's not cool. Like, you guys should know, like, I'm not who I used to be, like sociable and stuff. But anyways, so Yeah, it really gets to me when people try to guilt trip me for not talking. I'm like, dude, I don't need to talk to nobody. A friend of mine betrayed me. Why would I want to make friends? I don't want friends. Acquaintances are cool. I don't want friends. I don't want to be in a relationship because my baby mama used to put hands on me. The females I date, the chick recently, a month ago, threatening to flip my wheelchair because she was tripping on her dog, and I was like, honestly, I'm afraid to meet you in person. She's like, as long as you don't get me mad, if you do, then I'll flip your wheelchair. I'm like, that's not cool and that's not cute. And I made a whole video about that, saying like, why is it all right for you females to act crazy, and why you think it's cute to act crazy, this and that. Because imagine if a guy says, oh, I'm crazy, I'm a bad guy, or how females say bad bitch. But anyways, yeah, it's a double standards in that. So I rather just be alone. Like, people's morals are fucked up these days. I don't want drama. uh if I find somebody, that's great. I don't want to find a female with drama. I just want to be happy. But anyway, so I like to be on my, Thursdays. I just like to be alone. I'll just stay in my room, which I do anyways. I don't even leave the house, because the home invasion. I don't like opening doors because a rifle was aiming at me when I did. But anyways, so um, yeah. But anyways, over time things will get better. Honestly, like, people, like my counselor will say, "Oh, I don't know how to like transfer if I was to fall." Like, I was showing him like how I could transfer, and I was like, he was like, "Say, is it hard?" I'm like, "No, honestly, it's like second nature. Transferring's easy for me. Moving around and doing stuff is second nature. It's like learning a second language. I only know one language, by the way. But anyways, yeah. So it's pretty easy being paralyzed now, but I do get frustrated. Like, I do still fall. Like, I record it, so stay tuned for that video where I record it, making some shower videos for you guys. And I fell forward, and because my legs slipped forward and I fell. But anyways, that got to me. So I made a TikTok about TikTok of me in the shower saying like, when I realized I'll be paralyzed forever, all because I defended a fake friend, even though he knew I had a daughter. And a lot of people was hating, saying, "Oh, you just want petty, this and that." It's like, it just seems like men have to be serious. Like, we cannot show emotion. It's like, no, I didn't make that video because it's like, I freaking fell in the shower and that got to me. I was already in the shower. I was like, hey, I might as well make a TikTok about it. I'm in my emotions, my moods right now. And another person is there saying, you did this to yourself. I hate when people say that. That really gets to me. I didn't do this to myself. Somebody else did, so shut up. But anyways, and then somebody else was like, they're saying, well, you should have changed, when you realized you had a daughter. I did change. I got off the drugs. My baby mom was the one keep doing the drugs. I got off the drugs when she was pregnant. Not when my daughter was born, but when she was pregnant. When I found out she was pregnant, I got off the drugs. I tried to change. I was working, of course, homeless. I was always working, but she'd never worked. So yeah. Anyways, so I tried to change, but it was me sticking up for a friend because he's a disabled vet. He's a Marine. And I thought of my father. I'm like, I wouldn't let nobody disrespect my father. So I stood up for this guy. And this went on for weeks of disrespect, them threatening to hurt James if he keeps it up, like disrespecting his sister, which is James' girlfriend at that time, or she played him. I think she was trying to rob him for drugs. But anyways, I just got in the middle of it. But anyways, so yeah, I ended up sticking up for him, and because I don't like bullies, I don't like people being mean to people. I don't like people getting hurt. So yeah, and they shot me because I stood up for them. They left. They came back and with another person, and I found out yesterday that that guy, during my court stuff, our court stuff for the shooting, he, Samuel Enrique, he killed somebody in jail. Well, he recently killed somebody again in jail 2 weeks ago, but yet they try to say I'm the one with anger issues. Like, no, I don't like people being mean to people. It's like their actions speak for themselves. That guy, like, they gave him like 5 years for what he did, gouging my eyes and this and that, and then the other guy, they try to give him less time. He's gonna be out in a couple years, so I'll be paralyzed for the rest of my life. But it really irritates me how that guy killed another person, but yet I'm the bad person. They're the one with the real bad background. Mine was just shoplifting and little petty stuff and trespasses, but nothing serious. But anyways, so that's pretty much for this video. I just want to tell you guys that things will get better. It's gonna be very frustrating in the beginning. I still have my days. I like to be left alone. Just don't guilt trip me. I hate when people try to guilt trip me. I just like to be left alone. I need my space. I'll open up when I feel like it. If I want to make friends again, then I will. But unless you're a gunshot victim or been betrayed from a friend that left you paralyzed and didn't help you when you're begging for him to help you, like until that happened to you, don't judge me. It's not cool to judge. That's why I always say be humble. But anyways, that's pretty much it for this video. It feels uh, if there's anything you want like me to make, like a video you want me to make, or if you have questions, then leave in the comments below. Then also, I'll be leaving my Cash App in the link description if you'd like to help donate, especially if the fire's still going on in Cali. Also any donations will help the house because we're financially struggling. And also once a month, I need help with money to pay for my editing plan, so anything will help. So if you're a T-Lag fan or just appreciate what I do, then you can help out by any donations, and I'm really thankful for anything like $2, $5 doesn't matter. I really appreciate any of you guys' help and support, and help and support, and I'll be leaving a shout out for any of those that do help. So, and before I end, if you guys aren't already, you can follow me on TikTok where I make other kind of content. So yeah, you can follow me there, and I'll be leaving also in the link in the description. So if this video was entertaining and educational, don't forget to like, subscribe. As always, stay humble. Until next time, bye.